Hi, folks. Today we're going to answer the question of what your teacher means when he or she tells you to deconstruct a text. Well, when they do that, what they're asking you to do is to examine how the text is constructed or put together. And that means pulling apart the individual pieces to see how the choices about those pieces affect the content. In doing so, we look at three factors. We look at format, structure, and of course, style. Well, format refers to the text type that's used to explore the issues, as that will obviously limit the choices that an author has in their style. Take, for example, drunk driving. If you wanted to explore this issue, imagine exploring it as a poster and the choices that you can make there, versus as a pamphlet, which provides you with very different choices. Another great example is with 21 Chump Street, the musical version versus the journalistic traditional podcast with interviews. And I'll put links below for you to check that out. The second aspect is structure, and that's the order the information is presented. This is very interesting when it comes to narrative structure. Most are chronological, and that means they're in the order of the events as they occur. But an interesting thing happens when an author chooses a non-chronological structure, for example, with Memento or Top Girls, or an author chooses to tell the story from one perspective and then go all the way back to the beginning of the story through a different perspective to reveal other information, something like Gone Girl. Now, the third aspect is style and stylistic choices within that format. And these refer to things like the rhetorical and literary devices that the author is using to convey the ideas. Now, with these, particularly with style, you want to go beyond content. Let me give you an example. If you think of lion, just the word lion, I'm going to have a lion. Well, most people associate lions with nobility or perhaps ferocity or courage or something like that. But the choices that the artist makes when drawing the lion can actually change the impact. Take a look at the three examples below. You can see that there's major differences in color and shading and the angles, all these different stylistic choices that each author made presents us with a different image of lion. Essentially, those are the three aspects, looking at structure, looking at format, and looking at style, that will help you to fulfill your teacher's request when he says, deconstruct this text. Thanks.